Hey guys, how are we doing? I'm back again with another video here with Dean, and today we're going to be breaking down a Google Ads account that's spending $30,000 a day and how we've been able to scale so fast in the first place. So Dean, welcome on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No worries. So first things first, I'm going to jump in and actually take the lead on providing a bit of context, then I'll hand over to you. So this account, we can't say what the niche is, we can't say what the product is, because it's actually in a slightly more restricted industry. It's the health and medical industry. And so Google places a bunch of hurdles and obstacles in our way, but we've been able to get past that, which is super cool. And so anyway, within this account, we're spending at the moment, Dean, the last few days was around $30,000, right, in spend?
Yeah, $30,000 yesterday and about 29K-ish the last few days.
We came into this account, what was it, late June around here?
Yeah.
So we came in, it was spending about $1,000 a day. We started, how did you take it from $1,000 a day to $30,000 a day?
Okay, so the first thing that we did is we started building up the campaigns based on many of the angles that we found that people were searching this product for. So as opposed to just bundle in a single campaign, when you know that this account is gonna scale, ideally what you want to do is just break it down as soon as you possibly can. So what we did was we set up new campaigns. We basically add like 15 plus ad groups just because all of those ad groups were relevant. They had search volume, so we just set them all up, and then we just started letting it run on max conversions so that we wanted to collect data on what the average cost per click was going to be, what the conversions were going to be like. And then once we started to see that things were working well, then we just started just raising the spend slowly. So for example, we started at 1,000 a day, and then we started doing like 30% increments every 2 days and about 50% on some of the campaigns that were doing like much better. And that's where we started just like scaling. There were some days where it was just much lower. But once we took it past the 3K mark, you can see here the blue line, how it's just started to increase 5K, 7K. And then we went all over to 8K. Only because we were already raising the targets, the budgets, but the targets were a little too restrictive. So we just started loosening those things a little bit so that it would allow the campaign to spend. And that's how we just took it basically all the way to 17K. Now we made some changes to the campaign, which is why we're gonna see this decline in conversions, but it's just part of the process. And before we made those changes, it spent about 13K, then kind of went quiet below 1,000, and then we just put it back to 29, then 30K. Yesterday, basically.
Okay, cool. So automatically everyone watching this is going to instantly think, okay, cool guys, sounds good, you're spending a lot of money, but what is the return that you're getting? So I think it's super important to explain a little bit about this product. So this product is it's a supplement, or it's a health product. And so it's got a lifetime value to it, okay? And so what that means is that the brand owner in this question is actually looking to acquire customers pretty much at break even on the front end. Is that correct? We're acquiring break even?
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. Break even on the front end, so you can spend. The goal is to get the account to at least 100K plus a day as soon as possible, and break even on the first order, basically.
Yeah. So if you scroll down and actually show them the ROAS, which basically means that we're getting exactly a 1x ROAS. Yeah. However, the key point to mention here is that the LTV of this product is somewhere between 1.5 and 2K. It's slightly newer business, so we're not exactly sure where it falls. But essentially that means that if we're acquiring customers for around $800, we're acquiring new customers for $800, we'll get to that in a second, then we're getting about a 2 to sort of 2.5x ROAS back-end lifetime, which is, for this business, perfect. And it's such a competitive industry that there's no other choice but to break even on the front end, right? You can't sit back and try and get a 5x ROAS because you're just going to get smoked by your competitors in terms of in your ad rankings, in your in terms of your quality score being, your ad rank being made up by budget times quality score. So they're just going to be way ahead of you, right? So you've got to be competitive. You've got to spend a lot. And also, for those of you wondering, yes, there is a fair amount of brand in this account, but what Dean has already done here is he's filtered it out. And so you can see that still the majority of the revenue, 125K, is non-branded. It's cold. Out of the total, just around 200K that we've done in the last 3 weeks or so. And if you scroll again to the right, Dean, you'll show them the CPA.
Yeah, so I was just gonna show you before I do that. So the total spend in this period is 193K. Then on the cold campaigns it's 125K. No branded search, no anything sneaking in there. And the ROAS for the cold campaigns it's 108. The average order value is about 865, and then the CPA currently is about 795.
Yeah, yeah. And are we spending on branded because of competitor searches as well to defend it?
It is definitely because actually there's like 20 competitors bidding for this brand. Plus, the spend on Meta requires us to pick up those that search traffic that's coming for branded, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
So if we don't do it, we're gonna be missing out on the people that sees the ad on Meta and are like, are these people legit? Do they exist? They go online on Google and search, and we have to show up. So this
Yeah.
is all the competitors that are bidding for the brand, for example.
It's crazy. Such an interesting industry. So, okay, let's go back to the campaign level and then just quickly talk
Yeah.
about why, like, because look, it's not like every single account we take on scales to $30,000 a day in ad spend. Like, we'll be the first to admit that. So, why is it that this campaign, or sorry, this account has been able to scale to such great heights? And why slash do you think it's possible to get to 100K a day in spend?
Yeah, so it just the nature of the industry allows for this sort of volume to happen. The popularity of the product that this account is selling is just massive. It's just massive, and that's the reason why we can easily get to 100. Easily, when I say easily, it's just because the volume and the demand is there. Like there's not many industries that have this kind of volume, and plus the competition, like you can see the average cost per click, for example, is about $9, right? So $9, so you need to spend a good amount of money to get traffic plus all the volume. So all those variables basically make up for this to be an account that can spend easily 100K a day.
Yeah.
And this is purely focusing on search because we want high intent search. There's still we do have some demand gen going on. However, because of the industry, we have a lot of restrictions as to what data we can use. So we have to be like very careful. Otherwise, the campaigns will get disapproved. They just won't run. So yeah, that's kind of why I think this account is just in the niche that it's on. It's just very unique, basically. It's a
Yeah.
very unique scenario going to these ad spend so quickly.
Yeah, and that's the thing, guys. Like, when it comes to Google Ads, you can't media buy your way to $30,000 a day in ad spend. Like, it's just very, 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 very unrealistic to think that. It's all about existing search volume, demand for your product, your industry, your market, your customers, right? Like, this product is wanted so badly by the customers at such a high scale that very simply there are enough search. I mean, look, we literally are exclusively running search campaigns here, okay? Because we can't run image ads or video ads because it's such a delicate niche, which means that it's like we were only able to do this because of the huge amount of search volume there. So, that is kind of why this is the case.
Yeah, we could run, like YouTube, and we're going to start running YouTube more heavily. But again, we have to be like super careful because we don't have the options to use, like data that can help us, help find qualified buyers. So we need to be like very restrictive on how we do it. At least on search, we know based on intent that they are more likely to convert. And then because of the volume in these high volume accounts, you need to be very careful as to where you're spending the money on. When I say that, it's like all those top of funnel terms like, what is this? How can I use this? Like all those type of terms, you need to be very careful because they can burn through your budget really quickly. And especially when you're, for example, in this period, 19,000 clicks, 31,000 clicks, like you need to make sure that those clicks are the maturity or are as relevant as possible, because then a good chunk of the spend is just gonna go to waste. So we just gotta be very, very careful on that.
Yeah.
So for example, when we started doing the research for this account, the first thing that we did was just finding the keywords that we wanted to target, but also all the ones that we did not want to target that had a lot of volume and that will waste budget because they were too top of funnel or just very people, searching for just informational type of keywords.
What is it like managing an account that's spending this much money?
I mean, it's definitely a lot of work. You need to be on this account a lot. Like you cannot set it and forget it type of thing. Let me look at it on a week to week basis. You have to look at every single day because one day can mean either losing 30,000 or 50,000 or making money or not making money. Like at these volumes, you cannot just let it slide for a few days, because a few days can mean hundreds of thousands of dollars in spend, right? So that it's just, you have to be on the account. You have to look at it daily. You have to work on it daily. You have to optimize it, not necessarily daily, but if you know what's happening, then you can know how to pivot, what to do next. But
I
yeah.
imagine conversion lag must be a huge headache in this one, eh?
Yeah, I think we do have some. Let's just take a look real quick. That's a good question. On the campaign sections, usually, like we don't get like a good idea, but on yeah, here it is. So for example, in this period, you've seen the default look back window, which on the conversion actions, we have it at 90, 30, 30. So for example, in terms of days, 74% happens in 1 day or less, but then there's a 26% 2 days or more. Now, 26% of this level of spend is a significant amount of money, right? So it's not like, like just a few conversions. It actually matters. So there's not like a lot, because again, they know what they're looking for. They know what the product does. And it's just like, go get it.
Yeah. Yeah. Super interesting. People just seem to, I mean, it's a funnel as well. So we're sending all this traffic to a funnel, not just to a product page, which if you're running cold search, especially at this kind of scale, you need that. Like you need to be sending this to a landing page, some kind of funnel. Right now is it like a quiz funnel, or is it just more of a form style thing?
It's a forms type of funnel. So, people go through the form, they answer a few questions that are relevant to the offer. And then at the end, they just get presented the products with the price.
And it's again, like it's a one-time thing or 3-6 month thing. I think it goes up to 12 months as well. So that's where we get the AOV from as well, because people always get the 6-month option. And they probably keep buying after that as well. Okay, so we've covered like what this account is and why it's scaled so far. What it's like managing an account like this. Honestly, like there's not even like much campaign strategy that we're going to go through here, because it's such a bizarre account. If you are like, we actually had another account that was really similar to this, which was a custom number plates brand. I'm not sure if you would.
Yes.
You remember that?
I remember that brand.
Yeah. We won't say the name, but it was the exact same as this. It was like 90% search traffic, because something like a custom number plate, especially it was just a UK based business as well. So we're just targeting the UK, but a custom number plate, it's like there's huge amounts of search volume and demand for that. And there's like, and so you don't have to get cute with like demand gen or, PMAX or anything like that. You literally just like ram search ads, send it all again to some kind of like landing page funnel thing, which is exactly what we were doing with that business, where you can like customize your own number plate. And then boom, it just spits out conversions at the end. And again, that one was able to scale to nowhere near this level, but I mean, it was doing about a couple $100,000 a month in spend, I think 100, 200K a month in spend, something like that. So, but yeah, is there anything else you want to cover about this account, Dean, that might be valuable to the audience?
No, I think that's primarily it. Like be careful of your negative keywords. Be mindful of how you manage at the budget races, because at this level, it can actually affect you a lot. Just make sure to be on top of it.
Yeah, mainly this one is just kind of like a crazy, hey, we're spending $30,000 a day and we just want to share it with you guys, because it's pretty cool. We do this for a couple clients. So yeah, if you did enjoy watching this one and you want us to help you scale your Google Ads to some extent, might be $30,000 a day, might be $100,000 a day, might be just $2,000 a day. There's no right or wrong answer, but you can click the link below to have a chat with me or my team, and we will help you out, and we'll help you in scaling to 8 figures. If you want to get a free swipe file of Google Ads as well, that'll be in the description. But other than that, like and subscribe. Thank you, Dean, for hopping on, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.